Yo, what's up, NBA fans, and Happy New Year as we're about to witness another year of NBA action. With the blazing start of the man from South Beach, the Miami Heat are off running as they caught a blazing 5-0 start. Among those spectacular victories was the game in Charlotte and in Minnesota as Dwayne Wade soared to the occasion to close out those games in spectacular fashion. In the meantime, after their close victory against the former NBA champ, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Chicago Bulls have slipped one against the Golden State Warriors before regaining their winning ways shortly after. Things are not really going as smoothly as I expected for the Bulls at this point, and upon my buddy Bruce Blitz pointing out something very interesting the other 2 days ago about the fact that Carlos Boozer's defense is kinda really obsolete. Yet on the other hand, I must say that the acquisition of Rip Hamilton and his impact will remain to be seen, as Corey Brewer has provided some impressive scoring touch off the bench to provide the Bulls with a shooting guard drill that they were sadly lacking last season. Derrick Rose is running and gunning like ever as he set up his goal to the cup. And again, hopefully Tom Thibodeau keeps continuing to talk some sense into him. The Clippers are until now one of the most hyped up teams of this season, but at this early beginning stage, however, it is very evident that they will have a lot to prove, as they still struggle to gel together and figure things out, as they, for example, lost one against an aging Spurs team, on which an astonishingly enthusiastic Manu Ginobili shows no sign of regression. Also, it seems like that in crunch time, it's gonna turn out to become the Chris Paul Archangel offense. And the point is, in the long run, the veteran teams are figuring them out to be just a Lob City team without a half-court set offense and defense. But in addition to that, a team with a lack of mass and mental toughness inside. With the exception of Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, everybody else is rather skinny or too soft when it really comes to that half-court man-to-man game. As OKC fans make ultrasonic noise, so do the Thunder, as Kevin Durant rises to the occasion for an unbeaten start to make up for Russell Westbrook's turnover and shot-jacking periods. Serge Ibaka is providing the strong defensive presence like last year, and more than ever, James Harden displays his abilities to provide a huge scoring punch off the bench. If he can improve his defense some more, he is going to be the sixth man of the year. The Portland Trailblazers had a nice start and look more re-energized as a unit than ever. Raymond Felton and Wes Matthews provide a solid duo in the backcourt, while underrated big man power forward LaMarcus Aldridge is providing the inside presence that is so vital for that team. The Minnesota Timberwolves were struggling with their debuts as they lost some close games. Ricky Rubio brings in the flashes and hype of brilliance in Minneapolis, but of course we have to see how it turns out in the long run. Michael Beasley isn't and doesn't act like a leader type. With the exception of maybe Rubio, the bench seems kinda incomplete, with so many more arsenals of inside pieces missing, and the starting lineup, with the exception of Kevin Love, in general isn't all that great. But you know what? You gotta give some love to Kevin, cause if you just ignore the flashes and highlight dazzling dunks and moves for just 5 minutes, this young man has super all-around fundamentals, as he gets at least 20 points and 15 rebounds a game. He has the touch from distance, and by the way, he's a solid defender and a hard worker. What more can you ask for? The Orlando Magic had a much better start than I have expected, though you never know what's going on in Dwight Howard's head. The Magic keep a solid record for now, with Ryan Anderson showing more passion, but still the Magic live and die by the three. If they don't change that strategy, they won't get that far, and Dwight Howard might be gone when he becomes free agent, in best cases for Orlando, and if not by the trade deadline. Kobe is struggling. The more of a blessing it is for him that Andrew Bynum returned into the starting lineup to provide them with a solid presence in the middle. But I don't want to talk about the Lakers so much. I just caught up some news that DeMarcus Cousins demands a trade. Hell oh no, not another whiner, but this time in the royal town of Sacramento, already rumored for his immature behavior on and off the court. What the Kings of Sacramento do not need now is any sort of distraction like this. In Cleveland, the Cavaliers are trying to get back into the playoff run as Byron Scott tries to put Kyrie Irving into the spotlight with rather limited success as Kyrie's accuracy of his jumpers are sadly lacking. Tristan Thompson is providing some nice defense off the bench, while Antoine Jamison seems to take the role as the scorer on the wing again. That's actually all I gotta say. My plans for this season is another Cleveland Cavaliers special. I'll break down the Clippers' development more into detail as well, maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves as well, and I will give you a mid-season team and MVP evaluation report after the All-Star break. And as I said before, it is time-consuming to talk about every team in the NBA. If you're looking for more talk about NBA teams into more detail and with more professionalism, watch the Blitz Hardcore podcast, who provide you with all their expertise and true facts for hardcore NBA old school veteran fans. That's all for today. I'm MaxiRyu, and thank you for listening.